In this video, I'm going to be talking about my Maui marathon and how it didn't quite go well. I trained hard for this thing, but I'm going to give you some lessons I learned from this, both in training for something, running, anything else, but also just, in defeat. A lot of things are outside of your control. Some of them are in your control, and you still flub it. I'm going to talk to you about how you move on past that and what my thoughts are. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I am teaching you how to be a man, how to build financial independence for yourself, how to build the physique that you want, how to get the girls that you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to what I call the Bulldog mindset. If that sounds like something you are all about, click that subscribe button and join us on this quest here. I just got to get something off my chest. Man, I am just fucking dropping the ball as far as videos this week. And you know, the funny thing about this is when I start to get real, when I get real with y'all, all right, when I do that, I tend to get my mojo back a little bit because I don't know what it is. You hit these spots where it's just not clicking, where you just can't talk in front of the camera. You feel awkward. You feel like you don't have anything really good to say. You're just kind of saying stuff, but it's not that genuine flow that you normally have. What I do is I just keep on going. I just don't feel the creativity and the flow for that, but I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. I'm gonna make these videos because I'm not gonna stop. So let's talk about the marathon. So I ran the 2019 Maui marathon in Maui, Hawaii, and I trained for this bitch like I had never trained for a marathon before. I did a 16-week marathon training program, but I added 4 weeks onto it because I started it early when I signed up for this thing. So I ended up doing like 20 weeks of training for this. The only thing that I didn't do correctly, I would say, in the preparation for this marathon was that I gained some weight. I just haven't been super clean on the diet, just lack of discipline, honestly. There, okay, I fail sometimes. But what's kind of crazy is that I could be running like 60, 70 mile weeks and still gain weight, eating one meal a day. That's fucking crazy. Anyway, I trained for this thing, really trained for it hard, okay? And what I wanted to do, my goal was to get a new PR. I wanted to get like 3 hours and 40 minutes. My best time is 3 hours and 46 minutes, which I did last year at the Las Vegas marathon. You know, all my training indicated that I should be able to do this. The marathon came along. I did my little taper for that, and I wasn't feeling great. And I was kind of waiting to see as I backed up the miles if I was going to feel good. And I didn't. I did not feel good. And the day before the marathon, I was out there in Maui, in Hawaii, and I did a little 2-mile kind of warm-up run, like the pre-day run, and my heart rate was jacked. It was pretty high. It was way higher than it needed to be, than it should have been for running 9-minute miles. And I realized, you know, as soon as I got there, that it was hot and it was humid. In a couple weeks probably before the marathon, I started to kind of calculate these things. I was like, okay, the temperature is going to be hot. It's going to be humid there. That's going to hurt my performance quite a bit. There's some hills to the marathon, but I thought, okay, it's going to hurt it, but it's not going to be too bad. Maybe I can still PR here. As soon as I started that marathon, I knew it's hot, it's humid, there's hills, and there was a lot of hills. The first half of the marathon was basically up and down hills. I was, you know, a little bit over time, really on pace to do a 4-hour marathon, and around mile 18, like the wheels really fell off. After 13, I could feel it hurting, and the sun was coming out. It was pretty hot. I just finished all the hills. Right from 13 on, there wasn't very many hills. I really bonked out pretty hard around mile 18, slowed way the hell down, and then, you know, at the end I kind of picked it up again, but it was too late, and I ended up finishing about 4 hours and 15 minutes, I think 4 hours and 16 minutes. Not a super bad marathon time, especially for being 240 something pounds, but nowhere close to my goal. So it was kind of disappointing. I was in a lot of pain. Actually never been in that much pain from a marathon. It's the 4th one that I've run. And actually the thing that hurt the most was my shoulders. Well, believe it or not, I could hardly move my shoulders. They were just so inflamed and so much pain from the marathon. I gave it my best shot. It was a beautiful run, and it was kind of disappointing, but you know, with the heat and the hills and the humidity, I should have expected it. Maybe I trained too long and I peaked at the wrong time, and that kind of stuff can happen. I put almost 6 months worth of effort into training for this, and it's no small task. What I'm looking at now is running an ultra, and at first I was looking at running a 50 miler, but then I said, you know what, fuck it, John, let's try and go for a 100 miler. I'm just going to set the new goal, right? And I think that's what you really got to do in life, is that you have a disappointment and you learn from it and you evaluate. You know, the first thing I did was I said, okay, well, what was in my control? What was outside of my control? What was luck? What was skill? I know for the future, if I want to set a PR in a marathon, I need to make sure that I pick one that's going to be cool temperature. That's going to be a relatively flat course if I want to do that. And I need to be really strict with my diet and make sure that I do get into the, lose the weight that I need to, because it's going to be hard to run a marathon at 240, 245 pounds. It's hard to do it at 200 pounds. I'm setting a new goal. I'm just going to keep on moving on. And, and even just a bunch of stuff came kind of crashing down in my life at that time, right? I've had kind of a bad, shitty week, actually, as I had all my Pluralsight courses pulled off of the platform. I had my book unpublished by a publisher as Social Justice Warriors came in and stormed on me and tried to destroy my entire life, basically, online. I won't get into the story here, but I've got another video on the channel that talks about all that. A lot of people have been messaging me, this week and saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? I just want to make sure you're not going to do anything drastic or crazy." And, I'm fine. This is a test to see if I'm really a stoic or not, right? Because a bunch of shit happened. I mean, I literally, I got injured. I, fucked up my marathon. I fucked up my diet. I'm not in the shape that I want to be right now. I essentially had financial damages of a couple $100,000 from Social Justice Warriors attacking me. Thousands of people literally fucking spam messaged me that I'm a fucking asshole and got death threats. All kinds of nasty shit happened. I'm not gonna say it didn't affect me at all, but it really didn't affect me much. I don't expect to succeed all the time. What I expect to do is to do my best. What I expect to do is to do what I can do. I've messed up. I've made mistakes. Certainly in the last month or two, I've made plenty of mistakes. I make fucking mistakes every single day. I fuck up every single day, so you guys know. You either lack knowledge or you lack discipline. And I know that the only way for me to gain knowledge is to fail. Right? I have to mess up in order to know what I don't know. Then I see that something went wrong and why it went wrong, and that's how I gain the knowledge. And the second one is lacking discipline. And I also know that the only way to gain discipline is, again, to feel the penalty of not having the discipline. When you feel that pain, that's what causes you to really reevaluate and say, you know what, I lack discipline. I need to have discipline. I need to employ more discipline in what I'm doing. Some of you might say, well, why, John? Why do this? Why even push yourself? Why even fucking run a 100-mile run? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. You have to bring meaning to life. You have to decide. You have to make meaning out of a meaningless thing. And this is one of the ways that I've chosen to make meaning in life, right? This is one of the things that makes you stronger. I want to suffer the defeats that I need to suffer in order to grow. And every defeat that you suffer is one that you do need to suffer. All of the failures that you're experiencing in life right now, okay, that you have experienced in life, they are necessary steps, because without them, you cannot grow. If you're the kind of person that was capable of that failure, there's still some purification that needs to be done. And when you experience that failure, it gives you the opportunity to purify. Because I could go around and I could do easy things. And I could say, "Oh, John, you're so fucking good. You're an awesome person. You're so fucking brilliant. Everything you do is fucking awesome," right? I could do easy shit. But no. There's things I have to work on. There's things in my character I have to work on. I'm not as courageous as I could be. I'm not as stoic as I could be. I'm not as wise as I could be. I'm not as disciplined as I could be, and neither are you. And that's why we set bars high. Sometimes we meet them and we're great. That's awesome. Sometimes we don't. And when we don't, we grow. That's all I got for you today. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Take care.